Who do you think the next Laker coach is going to be?
This Hurley story is so weird. I feel like there's something wrong here. Because I understand why he would want to do it. Living in LA is actually awesome when you find a place that you would like to live. So that's not it. It's the Lakers, okay? That's a big deal. If you're a lifer in basketball and the Lakers want you to be their head coach. But are they going to pay him all that money when it's a family that isn't on the richer side of the NBA ownership deal? Were they really going to pay him that much money?
Like $120 million for 7 years?
Yeah, so if it's the money, okay. If it's the Lakers, all right. Lifestyle, sure, no problem. All of those things. But it felt weird to me the way it went along, that all of a sudden it was like, wait, this?
Can we bring in Conspiracy Bill?
Please do.
Woj, once upon a time, wrote a book about the Hurley family. I think has pretty good ties there. We know JJ was talking to the Lakers for a while and probably wanted real money, right? JJ's making money as a podcaster. He's making money as an ESPN announcer. And for him to give up a life that he seems pretty happy with to take on this crazy Lakers job, he's going to want to get paid. So it felt like 2 weeks ago, JJ had the job, but then I'm not sure what happened. Maybe he wanted too much money. Maybe the Lakers wanted to put a little pressure on him. Maybe Hurley, who I think just signed an extension, maybe he is looking at all these crazy NBA numbers where all these coaches now are making $10 million or more a year. And he's thinking, shit, I'm actually still underpaid. Maybe I have to float something out that I'm interested in the Laker job. And then if you're the Lakers, you're like, this is great. We get to steal headlines from the finals, right? People are talking about the Lakers again. Hurley, oh my God, whoa. We'll do the meeting, and then we ultimately end up with JJ and Hurley gets an extension. And that's how this plays out. That's Conspiracy Bill's take.
I don't think it's a crazy conspiracy at all. I don't. Because if you know, I don't know what JJ makes. I could probably guess. And I could also guess that he's doing it in a way where if he were to do this a long time, much like you, Bill. I mean, there's real money out there to be if you can start your own company and then somebody wants to acquire you later on. Those numbers can be more than what NBA coaches make. So as much as I would think if you're a JJ or a Hurley or whatever, like, oh my God, I could be the head coach of the Lakers. I would imagine that means a lot. Yeah, but if you're already making a ton of money, right, you're not going to go to the Lakers and be like, well, I'll go, especially JJ, who's so young. Like if he wants to coach at some point, he can coach. He could probably build his company for 5 more years, sell it, continue to get better with the NBA stuff that he's doing at ESPN. I mean, clearly the guy's got some goals and an execution plan here, and he would have to delay all that. And he could still do all of those things and then become a coach a little bit later on, unless the Lakers is like the absolute thing. And you never know, like the timing of things. Like you can't just assume you're going to be offered the Lakers gig 5-7 years ago, or 5 or 7 years from now. But I think the money part of it was right, because I was like, for Hurley to do this is probably like $100 million contract with the new salaries that are going on for NBA coaches. Like
which changed since he did that extension. Yeah, because there's a couple of big deals that happen, and same thing for JJ. He's looking at that. I do think there was a money piece. There's a competitive needs. I agree with everything you said about JJ. Just play this out, try to build value. It's the same reason Doc took the Bucks job. Doc was super happy. He was already getting paid for a job he got fired from. He was living in LA. He's playing golf, he's having a great time, and didn't want to coach again. And then Milwaukee calls and like, hey, do you want to coach Giannis? He's like, I do. That sounds great. Because he's competitive. These guys have been competing their whole lives. And when you pull that away, I think you miss it. So with JJ, it's like I could become the Lakers coach, and I could coach LeBron and Davis and a team that's going to spend money and is always kind of relevant in some way. And this is one of the best jobs in sports, much less basketball. And you get competitive about it.
First of all, we're totally on the same page on that one.
Yeah.
So if that's the driving force, I mean, I understand that, but there's a number when you're making as much money as JJ might be making now and could be making down the road, where you go, all right,
match it.
If I'm not just here at ESPN chopping it up late night on one of the studio shows and then doing a couple games. And then even if you want to say it's the NBA Finals, like I probably guess where he's at ESPN for that number, but the number for him, and this sort of feels weird, but it's just part of the story, the number that he could potentially obtain by building his own media company and all the value that comes with all that kind of stuff, that's where I would think where he's like, yeah, I'm competitive. I miss it. I want to come back. I want to prove I can do this. I've always wanted to coach. It's the fucking Lakers. I get to move back to Manhattan Beach. This is going to be incredible. I can't. Oh, wait. You thought I wanted to do this like for some sort of passion discount?
Right. $5 million a year. Well, because the other thing is he went for the Charlotte job too, right? And they took Charles Lee, but he also interviewed for that. So that tells me he really wants to coach. I think he really does. But they maybe made the mistake of floating it out there that he was getting the job, because I know you heard the same stuff I heard, and it seemed like it was locked down. And then all of a sudden we have this Dan Hurley story. So, and then there was the Woj Shams thing. You can't sleep on the Woj Shams thing either. Shams reports that JJ's getting the job. And then Woj comes back with a wait a second, which I think is a piece too. Is he getting the job? What about Hurley? And then boom. So now one of those two guys is going to be wrong. It's a fun story. It was certainly a big topic at the finals. It was who's going to win the finals, and then what's going on with the Lakers are the two conversations that are happening in the finals right now. And then the distant third is who the fuck is going first in this NBA draft? What is happening?
The Monty Williams to the Lakers rumor is my favorite rumor of the offseason.
I love it.
Would you do, if you were
great.
Detroit, would you say you can have Monty in our 5th pick to take that contract off our hands?
It's like a salary dump. Pick swap, 5 for 17, and
okay,
take
we'll do
Monty.
that. Yeah. That's more fair.
Oh my God. Yeah, Monty's he has a great relationship with LeBron. He loves LeBron.
Was that one of the
That's
rumors?
the funniest outcome.
That was written a couple times, right?
I texted you this week. That's my favorite dream outcome is the Monty Williams trade to the Lakers is the most fun of all of it. And just everyone talking about what a special guy he is, and this is great, and just kind of dumping last year under the rug with the Pistons.